Steady wins the race. Your patience and calm approach bring both emotional peace and material gain this week.
Welcome to Cards and Constellations with Bonnie Morris and Dawn Rumor Rivera from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Here, we blend astrology and tarot to guide you through the twists and turns for the week ahead. Don't forget to hit subscribe and share. Let's dive into your cosmic journey together.
Taurus, let's take a look at your social life. You're craving genuine company, not surface chatter. Friends who make you feel grounded, appreciate, take priority. Early in the week, you may prefer quiet one-on-one or cozy settings. By the weekend, though, you're going to feel more sociable, especially under the moon in Capricorn, which brings invitations that blend fun with purpose, like a networking event or a creative gathering. Someone in your circle may offer practical advice that turns out surprisingly valuable. Dawn, what do you show for social?
What's interesting is I was shuffling, and I usually don't have flyers and jumpers, whatever you want to call them, but this is the Morgan Greer deck, and the Morgan Greer deck does tend from time to time to have jumpers. The other decks that I use, no, but this one does. And sure enough, it did not fail me because we had the Six of Pentacles here. Now, it's interesting when you see this. I mean, Pentacle. Listen to me, Six of Swords. Swords are very obvious when I'm saying Pentacles. I don't know. Maybe I was hoping for Six of Pentacles. The point is Six of Swords. But when I look at the Six of Swords and I'm thinking of it for the social aspect of it, this is obligation. I think this is a week of obligations, a week of you putting in. This is kind of like not a one and done. This is not like going to events and going to a party or going to something. This is engagements. You're going to be doing some social engagements that are leading to something specific. So this may be one of those things where you're getting into you are part of, and you're going to, or maybe looking to become part of a book club, or or maybe a group that gets together on a shared experience. Maybe somebody who shares, who gets together and they discuss poetry, or they get together and they discuss mechanical car stuff. You know, they do all the cars come together, that kind of stuff. This is one of those weeks where, again, it's you getting involved in something that's going to give you become part of a group and a long-term commitment for showing up on a weekly or monthly basis for these groups. And so and the good part about that is you're also sharing like characteristics, and so you're coming together with folks who already have a common bond, and you don't have to get out there and be the in-charge person because or I need to show up and to show off. This is one of the ones where everybody there is so proud of what they're doing already, and they're excited about what they're doing. So I love this energy. This is you, Taurus, not having to take the lead. This is you having the opportunity to be part of a group and share, which is nice. The next card I have is a Hierophant. Again, this is an organized kind of situation. This is not like and again, this is a continuous, organized situation. So it's structured. So again, there's going to be somebody who sends out the notices. There's going to be somebody who does this and this. So you're going to again feel like you're part of something that is more finite and not so so haphazard, that kind of stuff. And so enjoy that. We also have the Empress here, and I love this. This is the Empress, the High Priestess. What am I saying? The High Priestess. And the High Priestess, I love this because this is your new entrance into this. Again, we talked about this. This is that beginning, that new entrance. But it's and you're not sure because part of you is like, do I want? I see what what benefit I can get. But if you only knew what's behind the veil, because the Empress, the High Priestess, sits behind, in front of a veil, and that veil is the other side, what you don't know. And so again, you're going to find there's so much more benefit of joining this group than you thought. Not just what is obvious, because again, the things you have in common, but man, once you get involved in this group, you're going to find people who have other similarities to, or other things you like, or people who are going to introduce you to things you have not even thought of. So this is a good week to do that. And then here again, it's that, remember I talked about how you're not sure and you're not sure you really want to, but then again, you do it. So look at my face. Just do it. Just do it. And ultimately, yep, you spin that wheel, and you're going to be happy that you did. All right. So that's what I'm picking up. This is a week of finding groups. Get out there, find some social groups that you work with, that you want to be part of, that again have a core to them, something that have a consistent core, and become part of a member of a group. And you're going to find that this opens up some other possibilities long term. And that's, of course, why
Absolutely.
we have the six.
It's just, like I said, networking or
Yep.
becoming part of a creative group and gathering together.
Yep. Super duper, super duper. Next, Miss Bonnie, let's have a look at that financial stuff. But while we do, folks, and while Miss Bonnie adjusts her information, I'm going to take the opportunity to thank you all for popping in. We appreciate it. Don't forget that like, share, subscribe, and follow buttons. We make it easier for you because we put the subscribe button on your lower right-hand corner of your screen. So all you got to do is navigate that little thing over and pop and be done with it. And when you do, please hit that icon bell that says all, and every time we go live or post something, what was that? Every time we post something, you'll get a notice. Additionally, if you are on Sonoran Mystic Tarot, pop over to cards and constellations, as well as Your Love Goddess, and make sure you hit all three of us, and make sure you subscribe to all three of. Again, it's Sonoran Mystic Tarot, Miss Bonnie says Your Love Goddess, and above, cards and constellations. But with that said, Miss Bonnie, let's get back to the readings as well, this time with the financial stuff. What you got?
Money, money, money. Okay, you're in a practical and a productive mindset this week. It favors financial planning, savings, and steady progress rather than risky moves. Venus, who is your ruling planet, harmonizes with Saturn, rewarding discipline and consistency. If you've been waiting on an approval, a bonus, or a deal, good news could arrive by Thursday. Avoid overspending on luxury or comfort buys early in the week. They'll tempt you, but you'll thank yourself later if you hold back. Investing in something long-term like education or property is more aligned with this energy. All right, Don, what do the cards say?
I like the by the way, I like the delaying gratification with the purchase. That's such a good energy. As soon as you said it, it resonated so with me. It's like, it's like boom, 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 boom. But I wonder if that's what I'm going to find here. We have a Queen of Swords, and remember, there you go. The Queen of Swords is, think about it. This is patience. The Queen of Swords is not swift. That is the Knight of Swords. He is swift into the action like this. The Queen of Swords is patience, and she may even change her mind or the way in which she sees a purchase or whatever else, because again, she is slow and steady. Anytime you see a queen in tarot, it means slow down a little bit, because again, usually the knights are up and getting active and doing things, but the queens is like, let's go slow, we'll work through this. And again, because of the different queens, this one specifically is that new way of thinking. So again, it's the thought process. You may, if you wait a little bit, you may realize, I don't want that after all. It doesn't make sense, which is again what Miss Bonnie was saying, which is a great point. We also have a Nine of Wands here, and that's interesting too, because that's kind of that's one of those things that where, again, a lot of competing interests and a lot of thought about where you are, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and those kind of things. And so again, it may feed into the fact of, okay, do we really need that right now? And is that one of our priorities, and whatever else? Then the next card out is the Eight. I love it because the Eight, you can't make a decision. You can't, and so this is a good card for this week, because you shouldn't be, if you're not supposed to be spending, this is a good card to have, because you're afraid to make the wrong choices. And if you're afraid to make the wrong choices, you are paralyzed by analysis. In other words, paralysis by analysis, and that's not a bad thing. Usually, I will fuss with people, but this week, no, this is a good thing. So this week, all these cards are telling me, let's not do something crazy this week. Let's not go do something that is very short time gratification and very long-term pain. And you will see that you made the right choice by not buying something. And look at this, the King of Swords comes in, and he's like, yeah, we got this. We're in control. So wonderful financial read that says, just sit back and do some window shopping, but don't do some real shopping. Not this week.
Exactly. Besides, you're going to get good news by Thursday. So
Absolutely.
Need, right?
Yep. And then that's when the king kicks in and says, yay.
Yeah, right. Well, for the moon this week, we start off with the last quarter in Cancer on the 13th. Now, that's when we celebrate all of our success and the end of a project, and then we turn away and we look for the next new moon. Now, to find out what we're celebrating, we got to go all the way back. And we go back to the new moon, which occurred in Cancer on July 17th of 2023. Then the first quarter was on April 15th of 2024. And that's when you did all of the work. And then the full moon began this January 13th of 2025. And that's when you made any changes. So now let's go into the void of course. On the 14th, the void of course begins at 5:04 a.m. Mountain Standard Time until 10:47 a.m. when it goes into Leo. On the 16th, it begins at 5:05 a.m. and goes until 6:06 p.m. and then it enters into Virgo. On the 18th, it begins at 9:10 p.m. until the 19th at 4:02 a.m. when it goes into Libra. Move on to love. Love moves at a steady, reassuring pace this week, just the way you like it. The Libra sun highlights balance and fairness in relationships. You're likely to meet halfway without losing your ground. If you're single, a connection that begins casually can show surprising emotional depth by the weekend. Someone's sincerity wins your trust slowly but surely. For couples, gentle gestures speak louder than words. Cooking together, slow talks, or a weekend getaway renew the intimacy. Just watch for midweek possessiveness. Give your partner and yourself some breathing room. All right, Don, let's see those cards.
All right, then. What do we have? For love. For love.
Love.
And we have a fly jumper. Oh, my goodness. And it's the same jumping card that jumped out earlier. A Six of Swords. Interesting. With love, a Six of Swords.
Oh, sure, that fits.
Next card out. Oh, of course, the Lover's card. Oh, you love that. You love that. Next card out, the Queen of Pentacles. Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? This is a strange combination, folks. And you with love and the Six of Swords. You've been working through something, and I'm guessing that there's been a little bit of a tumultuous situation in the relationship. And unfortunately, I think it has to do with money. I think it has to do with and it's unfortunate. A lot of relationships do falter when it comes to the financial aspects, because you have maybe one partner who likes to spend one way, and you have one partner who likes to spend another way. And then that butting of the heads is like, wait a minute, we can't put food on the table and you want to go out and buy a Camaro, or something like that, and so this is really, I'm getting the feeling like there has been a little bit of friction in the household. And this is for those who are coupled, of course, because we're talking a couple. And I'll get to the ones that aren't coupled, but for now, this is this one. But there's been some friction because of some spending issues, and I think it has been affecting the relationship, because, again, it's like boys and their toys, or women and whatever their toys might be, however you want to say it. But I went with the rhyme because boy with the toys sounded good anyway. The point is that somebody wants to spend a little more than they should, and somebody on the other side, the person who balances the budget, says it's just not there. So this week I would suggest strongly listen to your finances, because, again, it's the third card out and it's all about finances. You will eventually be able to buy what you want, but this is not the time, because, again, that Queen, we just talked about how the Queen is delayed gratification, and so we don't want to do that. And this is something you've been talking about for a while. This is not the time, so delay it. And you know that down here is the ultimate goal, but it's down there. And so you'll get there, but delay it for now and give your relationship a chance to give it a chance to work through it. Because, again, your partner might say, yeah, I'm okay with that purchase, but right now is not the time. So, again, go with that, okay? Ultimately, in the end, when you put pen to paper and you put all the things that are competing, you realize it yourself, and just have the strength to say, no, not right now. But, again, it's not no, period. It's no, not right. Okay, and so let's just delay it.
That's what the Libra sun was, highlighting the balance and the fairness there, learning to meet halfway,
Yeah.
compromise. And that's what relationships are.
Well, that's what they should be. I'll leave it right there. I won't get myself in trouble right there. I'm leaving it. Bye.